Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to your Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and each week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thinking in the realm of sales and/or leadership. This week, I'm actually going to give you something really to think about if you're a sales manager or you're in sales. I think it applies to ownership if you own your own business also. So I continually, in my career and as recently as last week, hear excuses based on price, and people tell me how competitive their business is. And I mean, they really just get all overwhelmed with this. They go, "You don't understand, Dean, our business is unique. It's so competitive and the price is so drives everything." While they may have examples to support their thoughts, I really want to challenge this thinking and give you the confidence to let go of that thought. So this week I'm going to share with a couple concepts that I think can really help you. Now, the concepts I'm going to share with you are like gravity. And I had a friend of mine ask me one time, "What do you mean it's like gravity?" I can't explain gravity, but I know if I drop something, it falls on the floor. I don't know the physics of it. I don't know how the earth magnet in the center pulls it. I don't know anything about it. All I know is gravity is a law of physics, and if I let go of something, it hits the ground. So this is concepts that I can promise you that are somewhat like gravity. If you embrace them, if you embrace these two concepts, they are just facts and they just work, and it's just math. So the first concept is, and I've shared this with my listeners many times before over the last several years, and have done with my companies for the last 35 years. And it's taken out and doing the three circles. And the three circles are simply taking a piece of paper and drawing three circles. So there's three circles, real simple. The first circle, number one, put your sales in. Let's say you're doing 10 million. Circle one, there's 10 million. Then you take your lost sales. This is a big question. Most people aren't tracking their lost sales. You want to today start tracking the actual math on your lost sales. So most people go, "Well, I'm closing 80%. I'm going to give you a kind of a stretch to prove a point that you're not even closing 50%. So we'll put 10 million underneath that. And we add them together, and the first circle is simply $20 million. $20 million. Easy peasy. Then we go to circle three. And this is always the fun one. And I actually did this with a client recently, or not a client, but a potential person I was talking to help out. And I asked them how many sales of what they sold in their market happened annually, exactly in their market. So if they got all the business, what would it look like? They came back and said it was $1 billion. And I went, "What?" But I put $1 billion. So I go, $1 billion. So I wrote $1 billion in circle three. Do you see that? Circle three, $1 billion. So then I just do math. Again, back just to math on this. So there's 980 million in circle two. Circle two, 980 million. Easy math. So what am I doing this craziness for? Then I ask, why did we lose the 980 million? Why did we lose the 980 million? Well, because it's competitive and everything else, or whatever, da-da-da. And I go, no, we lost the 980 million for one reason. We didn't even know about it. We didn't quote it. We didn't lose it because of price. We didn't lose it because any other reason than we didn't quote about it. And then to substantiate that, we go back to the 10 million in circle one that they did do, and we start asking, How many of those sales were highly competitive? Were you bidding against people? It was a cruncher. And then we find out generally about 80% of them are from regular customers. So it's just 3 circles. Again, if you're watching on the video version, you can see the 3 circles. There's 20 million in circle 1. That's the sales you got or you lost. There's $1 billion in circle 3, which are the sales that you win your whole market. And circle 2 is the $980 million worth of sales you lost for only one reason. You didn't even know about it. You didn't lose because of price. You didn't lose for any other reason. So just do the math. Then here's the next thing. And this is so powerful. This question, when you listen to today's podcast, when you master this question with customers, after you've done the 3 circle and you get your sales team and or yourself mastering this question, it's going to change your world. It changed my world in sales for years. And what it is if all the prices were the same, would you choose me or would you choose us? Now, you're going to want to ask that question when you're talking to a customer and they talk about price. You're going to ask them, can I ask you a question? They go, sure. If today all the prices were identical, would you choose us? Then you're going to shut up. You're going to shut up. Shut up doesn't mean, so what do you think? It means quiete, no noise at all. And you're going to stay shut up till they answer. That's a closed-ended question. If all the prices were the same, would you choose us? Yes or no? If they say yes, then the next question is open-ended and you say, great, would you share your reasons why? And that's where you have them go, well, Fred, we've known each other for 20 years and I know I can call you at 10 at night and you're going to take care of it, or your company has Bill who's the best service tech I've ever seen, or, you guys are the most secure. Whatever the reasons, they're going to give you a litany of the reasons. And then if they say no, you're going to ask them why and who, and then you're going to shut up also, and they're going to say, well, we would choose ABC. And the reason is we've done business with him for 30 years. We know him. It might be, well, he's my son. It doesn't matter. They're going to tell you, and you want to shut up. After that, I always tell my client when they tell me who they would choose and it's not me, I said, then you probably ought to use them. Now that freaks sales managers out. They go, what? Why would you say that? I follow it on with, I really appreciate you being transparent and sharing with me, A, who you would use if all the prices were the same, and B, the reasons. So know this, I'll always be competitive, but now that you've shared those other reasons, if for some reason that vendor did not want to do business with you, I know how important those reasons are, and that's what I would strive to, not only strive, but end up delivering for you because you shared that with me. Now, the flip side is, again, if they say, yes, I would choose you, and you say why, and they share the reasons, at the end of the day, you're going to go, well, then for those reasons, I have to do the deal. And they go, well, but you got to be price competitive. I said, for those reasons, I got to do whatever I got to do, even if I lose money. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to let you down for the reasons you shared if I don't do this deal for you. Now, this is where the magic comes in. I've had every customer, when they said, yes, I would use you, go, Dean, let's just get the deal done. Because I'm competitive. I'm sure you listening or watching today, you're competitive. You're out trying to get the deal. You value your customer. So at the end of the day, they're going to give you the business. Now, why does that matter? When you go back to the 3 circles and you get with your sales teams or yourself and you find you're losing all this business just because you're not involved with it, then get out there and go see it. I had one of my clients the other day. He said, well, I've been trying to get with them, but they're not really getting back with me. I can't get them closed. And I said, how long have you been working them? He says, about 2 months. And I go, well, you're being too impatient. It's a big potential client. Budget 2 years. Get to know them. Don't go out puking on them. and just know that they're buying every day because you know they are and you know how much they're buying approximately. So don't get anxious. And he goes, well, we need to get them. I said, you haven't had them for 20 years. So don't get anxious today. Follow the process. Use the math. Build the relationships. Work on the people in circle 2. Work on being on the deals. Work on losing sales, so to speak. Work on getting on the deals. So, in summary, 3 circles we talked about. Circle 1 is your sales and lost sales. Circle 3 is the market. Circle 2 is the net math of circle 3 minus circle 1. That's the sales you're losing every day because you didn't even know about it. They didn't ask you for a quote. They didn't think about choosing you, whatever the reason. So that shocks people to know that it can't be that competitive because they don't even know about you. You're not even losing the deals. They're not even trying to buy from you. Then number 2, if all the prices were the same, would they choose you? And when customers say yes, you're going to get that sale. If they say no, it just takes price out of the equation. Because now all you're doing is, if you want to lowball it, great, but they're probably going to give the other guy last look or choose him to pay more because of the values they shared. So if you want to actually have a copy of what we talked about today, just email me at help@adjunctceo.com. That's help@adjunctceo.com, and I will send you the 3-circle process in a PDF so you can use it and apply it and look at it and kind of research it and kind of give it some thought. The fact of the matter is, it's just math. The fact of the matter is, again, it's just math. So when you take and adopt this with your sales team, or if you're in sales yourself and you get out there and look at it, you're going to find that it's just math. And if your customers could answer this question, if all the prices were the same, would you choose us? And they say yes, you're going to have high success. So until next week, I want you out there really meeting those clients, working those 3 circles, getting on the deals you don't know about, and then asking, if all the prices were the same, would you choose us? Have a great week.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.